Good morning, friends. So standard 8, we had started with the second topic, classification. Now we'll do the second part of it. In classification, we have divided as subtopics, words, then alphabets. Now this is the most important part, which is numbers. As it is the topic, classification is not that easy the way it sounds. You'll require a lot of practice into it. Okay. Last time we have seen when we did alphabets that all the things that are related with the alphabets is based on numbers. Though we are talking it as alphabet series, the representation is in the format of alphabets. But the actual action behind it is again numbers. So the types of numbers, the operation on numbers, all that is being represented over there. Today our topic will be dealing with numbers, directly with numbers. You don't have any resemblance or anything else to be symbolized by it. Okay, you'll be directly talking about numbers. When you say numbers, many people are afraid of mathematics. So people who have a phobia or who have a sort of threat, we say. When they see numbers, they feel like, no, this is not my cup of tea. For those people, my request is first start making numbers friends. Okay, look towards them as friends. Have a friendly approach towards them. So simple things you can do. Solve very simple types of sums. As it is your class or school teachers keep on telling you for by hearting numbers, they are squares. Numbers in the sense they are squares, multiples. So tables is something which is being insisted for you. I won't go for that format. My request is start playing with them. So when you are sitting, not necessarily you need a pen and a pencil and a book for you. Okay, when you are just sitting with your free time, just keep numbers in your memory. Start thinking of them. This plus this is what, that minus that is what, that multiplied by this is what. Okay, so when you start doing this, you will feel that numbers are not unknown to you. Being friendly is what? Being habituated with it. Not feeling that unknownness, strangeliness feeling. Okay, so remove that strangeliness feeling first. Start playing with them. So always it won't be I'll have numbers coming into books. I can have something, playthings around me, which I keep on adding with them, multiplying with them. I have small word problems which I can create and I can solve. Solving is easy, but creating a word problem is difficult. And we are not taught that. So initially I would say that start with it. Okay. When you see a calendar also, just keep on adding the numbers, multiplying the numbers. See the permutation and combination that you get through that. This will help you in this type of question and even the other ones which will come ahead. Correlations, code numbers. Everywhere you will require knowledge of numbers. Other than knowledge, I would say it is your friendliness to the numbers. Because when you see the numbers, you should be able to guess what it is. So in number series or classification of numbers, the knowledge that you will require is the different types of numbers. And we know how they are. We start with odd and even. So we know which is an odd number and which is an even number. All the numbers which have 0, 2, 4, 6, 8 in their units place is an even number, which have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 in their units place is an odd number. So this even and odd combination is there. Okay. Now in classification, again I'll remind you what we are doing. We have 4 options given, or we have a series that is being given. We have a group that has been given. And you have to select what is going to match in that group. Okay. Which of the options is going to match that group? That will be the correct answer. So 2 types of questions in classification. Okay. Now if a series is given to me, then I need to find out what is the similarity between the series. What is the thing what has been highlighted in the formation of the series, so that I can know what will replace that question mark or blank which is coming in the series. That blank can be in between also, that blank can be at the end also. That blank can be at the first place also. Not necessary it's always at the end. It can be anywhere. Okay. Now, if it is given 4 options and I have to select which option is odd, that is select the odd man out. Okay. Then those 4 options what are given to me, I have to find out what is the similarity in 3 of them. And what is the 4th one which is not matching that group, or what is the 4th one which doesn't has that similarity. So it's my liberty. Everything is at my disposal. I need to decide what is right and what is wrong. No guidelines given for that. Hence this question becomes difficult. Difficult in what sense? Is I have limited time. In that limited time, looking at the numbers, I need to decide what is the feature that can be highlighted over here. What is the similarity that can be found over here. So my possibilities are more. And I have less time to check which possibility will match this group. Hence this question becomes very crucial. For time-bound questions, this type of a question is somewhere where I need to be very accurate. My judgment should not go wrong, because I don't have so much time that I keep on judging whether this is there, that is there, or this criteria will be there. Not possible for me. Hence, if looking at the numbers, I can scrutinize them, I can filter them to last 2 or 3 criterias through 2 or 3 classifications only, features where I can filter them, where I can guess what can be the correct answer, then I am saving my time. Because we all know that in scholarship, you have only 1 minute for one question. And you'll be gaining only 2 marks by getting the right answer. So if I'm wasting say 5 minutes on it, then I'm losing my 8 marks. This is something which should be fixed in your mind. You cannot afford to forget this. Every now and then I'm reminding you this. I think in every session I'll be telling you this, because we are so used to our curriculum, our regular studies, that we don't have time limit. We have 3 hours paper, we have 2 hours paper, which is 80 marks paper, 50 marks paper, 50 marks also 2 hours, 80 marks also 2.5 hours. There you have ample of time. Okay. Here every question carries 2 marks. So if the moment I lose that 1 minute, I have wasted that 1 minute and not getting the answer, means my 2 marks are gone. So how much time am I supposed to give to every question is what I need to remind myself every now and then. Okay. Coming back to the numbers, what are the types of numbers that we have? So first one we said, we just write down on one side, it is even and odd. Okay. The second criteria is prime and composite. So we'll see one question on every topic. Okay. Even odd combination can be a series is given to me, or say 4 options are given. Okay. So though they are 3 digit, the moment I see them, I'll start calculating other things into it also. We'll see what other things we are going to find out. Okay. But the moment I see them, I can group them as 3 are odd and 1 is even. This can be one of my criteria. Okay. I need to see other things also, but now looking at first sight, there is nothing else coming up. Okay. Then one example for prime and composite. Just give me 1 sec. second. Okay, so if you see the number, all are odd numbers. Okay, the numbers that you're getting here all are odd. 13, 29, 37 and 51. All four are odd. So my criteria of even odd won't follow over here. Are they multiples of something? Looking at them, no, they are not multiples. So when I try for multiples, you will see that 13, 29 and 37 are prime. Whereas 51, which is odd number, which looks like a prime number, is not a prime number. 5 plus 1 is 6. And the divisibility criteria or divisibility rule of 3 says that if the addition of the digits is divisible by 3, then the number is divisible by 3. So 51 is divisible by 3 because 5 plus 1 is 6. So it's not only prime and composite. Okay. To find out that prime composite, knowledge that I require is divisibility rules also. Right. So 1 to 20, or rather we will say 1 to 100 prime numbers are supposed to be by hearted, especially after 50s, because you will see that those numbers look like composite numbers but they are prime, or some look like prime numbers but they are composite numbers. So you need to find out that. So here 13, 29, 37 are going to be prime numbers, 51 is composite, so it is a odd one. Okay, select the odd one. Our type of question over here is select the odd one. So prime composite is there, divisibility test is there, divisibility test from 2. To 11. All the divisibility tests should be by hearted by you, because sometimes the given set is divisible by say 8, is divisible by 9, is divisible by 11 also. So once you know the divisibility criteria, you will be able to find them. It is multiples of numbers we say. If those are in terms of 5, say suppose the set is given 5, 25, 125, 160. Okay, this set is given. So what is odd in this? It's very easy to find out. 5 or 0 in the units place, the numbers are divisible by 5. Hence, the first 4 are divisible by 5 and 114 is not divisible by 5. Now, maybe while writing in the sequence, this 114 can come in between also. You may have this over here also. Not necessary, you will have it at end also. Okay, so here they will find out what is odd. In the given set, in the given series, we will say, okay, what is odd? Or pick up the incorrect number in the given group. Type of question is pick up the incorrect number which doesn't match the group. Pick up the incorrect number in the group. That is a straightforward question that can be asked. So in this case, this is your correct answer. Now this question was divisibility of 5. Can be divisibility of 10, can be divisibility of 11 also. It can be other than these what you have over here. So especially tables like which are very odd, those should be known by you. That is 23, 27, 37, 29. These are some odd tables which should be known by you, because when it's given in this format, you may have 3 numbers which are divisible by 27, 3 numbers which are divisible by 37, which is a very odd figure. Okay, so knowing them will help you to find out what is a odd one. In numbers, we will see what is next after this. So it is divisibility test, prime composite, right? It can be squares, perfect squares and cubes. So the next criteria that I have is squares and cubes. It's not only squares and cubes, but it is squares, cubes, plus 1 and minus 1 also. So again here we will have 4 options, out of which one option is going to be odd. So if you see, it's 5 5s are 25, 7 7s are 49, 8 8s are 64, and 9 9s are 81 should be there, where 82 is written. So this is going to be odd. These are perfect squares. Okay. In perfect squares, you have another combination where you may see that all are squares. Then what is the criteria which makes it odd? We'll see that. Okay. Now in this case, you will see that 16, 81, 64 and 36. All four options are perfect squares. Then what do I do? As we have said, in classification, what you have to find out is what is similar in them. So the first one or the easiest type of question is direct squares are given to you. Okay? There is no other criteria which will be followed by it. But here, which is moderate type of a question, it is all are squares. Then what is the similarity between three of them? Let us find out. 16, 64 and 36 are the squares of even numbers. This is 4, 6, 4, 8 and 6. Hence, these three are squares of even numbers and 81 is a square of a odd number. Hence, the criteria changes. It's not only even odd, but it is even odd also and square also. So, sometimes it's a combination of both of them. Getting it? So, it is even odd also, prime composite also. Hence, here my option number 2 is going to be odd. Now, in this similar thing, I can have 3 are even, 3 are odd and 1 is even. Okay. If it is series, now the same type comes up when the series is given. Example, we will say I have 64, 8 8 are 99, 7 7 are 49, 6 6 are 36, 16, 3 3 are 9, 2 2 are 4. Now if you see, this series is given and they have asked you find the odd into it. Find the odd term in the given group. Now to find the odd term, we'll check out. This is a perfect square, this is a perfect square, this is also a perfect square. So it is 8 square, 7 square, 6 square, 4 square, 3 square and 2 square. Hence we will see that if it would have been a correct series, what was the sequence it was given? It was 8, 7, it's a descending sequence. So 8, 7, 6 and expected over here was 5 square, which is not come up. Instead of that, I am having 4 square. Hence this is the odd term. This is not the expected term in the series. So when a group is given, we will not consider a single number, but we are going to consider them as a group. So what is the pattern that has been followed in a group? It is again, we are talking about squares only. Okay, we have not gone ahead on the topic. So we are with squares only. In squares, this is first type of question, first type, second type, third type. Okay, now this can be difficult because looking at the numbers, if I am not very good at numbers, I don't know whether these are perfect squares. First I need to calculate and then I'll find out they are squares. Then I'll find out what squares they are. Squares of which numbers, and then what is the relation between that number. So you'll see I have step 1, step 2 and step 3. If I am not very good, I am not friendly with the numbers, what is going to happen is I am going to waste time into it. As we said initially, time is very crucial for us. We cannot afford with it. Okay. So if I am very good at this, then I immediately come to step number 3 saying that these are squares which are in the descending order. And hence I am missing one number into it. Therefore, the number which is coming after it is going to be odd. Right? We'll see one more question of the same type, where maybe they are not consecutive, they are alternate. Cubes. We'll see some numbers which are of cubes also. They are not directly a cube, but it is a format of n cube minus n. Okay, that means 1 cube minus 1. So we start with 0, 2 cube minus 2, 2 cube is 8. 8 minus 2 is 6. 3 cube minus 3 is 24. Hence, when you see these numbers, they are something which is not so easy to find out. But if I have already done my homework, if I already know what are cubes from 1 to 30, say, okay, squares from 1 to 30, then that number plus 1, that number minus 1 is easy for me. That number added to the same number, instead of having here minus, I can have this as n cube plus n also. Need not that I start the series with 1 always. I can start my series in between also. My series starts with 5. So 5 cube plus 5, 3. Or I can have again here, I can have cubes of only odd numbers, cubes of only even numbers. So when I look at the series, when I look at those 4 options, it should click me what is that I'm going to test here. Is the difference between the numbers. We'll see how difference between the numbers works. We'll give one example of it. That is when a number is written as a cumulative number. So what do you mean by cumulative number? Okay, for example, it is 2, 4, 6, 10, 16, 26. Okay, this is the given series, and the next upcoming number is what you have to find out from your given options. Now see what is happening with them. If you see them, all are even numbers. Are they perfect squares? No, all are not perfect squares. Then what is the thing which is common in them, or what is the thing which is going to be the common factor into it, the similarity into it? Okay, if you see 2 plus 4 is 6, 4 plus 6 is 10, 6 plus 10 is 16, 10 plus 16 is 26. Hence what is happening? It is a previous number added to the other number. Okay, you're just giving additions. Then that next coming number is the addition of the previous 2 numbers. Now this can be found out only when I just look at them and I do some operations on them. I need to know what type of numbers they are. Okay, practice will help me to show what is it. So what is the next number that is going to come up? It's going to be 6 plus 6, 12, 42. Okay, so that is the next upcoming number. Maybe something here in between is not given to you. Okay, not necessarily the last question is asked. As I said, maybe this is not given to you. This is what was given to you. So 2 plus 4 is 6. This plus this is what you don't know. But I know 16. That means this plus this and this minus something would be this. That is how I guess what I have. Okay. We'll see one more example. A different type of an example. We'll go to some sums which are a bit simple. So multiples are there, squares are there. As we said, you can have operation in numbers between the number. Operation of digits in the number. Now, what do you mean by this? I'll give you one example over here. Okay, so just see what is the number are. It's 154, 352, 871 and 781. Again, even odd if you talk about, you have 2 even numbers, 2 odd numbers. So that criteria doesn't come up. If you talk about prime composite also, you will see that prime composite doesn't work over here. Squares is not working here. Okay, but instead of going through all those, if you just have a proper look at these numbers, you will see that addition of the first and the last is the middle one. So 4 plus 1, 5, 3 plus 2 is also 5, 7 plus 1 is also 8. So in 3 options, I have a scenario where you will see that addition of the first digit and the last digit is placed in between. Here you have addition, but you don't have addition of the first and the last coming in the between. Whereas you have units and tens coming at hundreds place. Hence, this is going to be your odd one, or this is going to be the option which you are looking for. Okay. As I've given your addition, you can have multiplication also, you can have subtraction also, you can have division also. Okay. So all combinations can be given over here within the digits of a number. Hence, we have said operation of the digits in the number. It can be first and last, it can be units tens place to the higher place. It can start from higher place, getting to the units place. When you look at the numbers, this is what you have to find out. So what to identify, how to identify is at your end. You have that liberty. Only thing, you need to have a similarity in 3 of them and one is different. That is the most important criteria for classification. We'll go for some more examples. As we have seen addition, we will see something else also in the numbers. Your first option is 1152, second option 648. If you are doing with me, it will help you, because just listening to me won't give you any practice, and later on you will not sit and do this again. So when I am doing, if you do with me, it will help you more. Fourth option 338. Now if you look at the numbers, all are even numbers. 2, 8, 6, 8 at units place. All are even numbers. Finding them prime and composite, not so easy. So let's try something else before we do that. Okay. When I look at the numbers, if you see that, if I double the number, whatever number is given to me, if I double it, what do I get? All the numbers are doubled and see what do I get. Now this is something which you will get only by practice. Just looking at the numbers, you cannot guess what is this and how do you get that. So this is what I get. Now, if you see 1152 multiplied by 2 gives me the square of 48. Okay. Now, how do I guess this? It's not necessary I'm going to go to a detailing of it, or I won't, but this is close to 50. So 50 square is something which is not very difficult for me to find out. 50 square is 2500. Okay. 50 square is, I'll write it down here, 2500. 36, close to 35. Okay. 26, close to 25. So these numbers are not exactly the ones whose square I'm going to by heart. But probability basis, if you see, 48 is close to 50, 36 close to 35, 26 close to 25. And then we have rules in our syllabus itself, which tells us how to find out squares of these numbers of 35 and 25. Getting it? So according to that rule, finding that won't be very difficult. Now again here I'll repeat. Practice is something which will help you to do these types of sums. These are the ones which we say which are the most difficult ones. Difficulty level, higher difficulty level question. This is going to take more than 1 minute. Hence, in your regular course, you may have time where you're going to work on it and find out the correct answer. But in your final examination, if you have something like this, don't waste your time if you don't get it at one stroke. Just keep it aside and you're going to solve this at the end. But the shortcuts to solve it is what I've shown you. As soon as I see the number, okay, if I know these squares, then I'll know the number going close to it. So double the number, half the number. Sometimes it would be half the number. Sometimes it would be dividing it by 3. So once I see the number, I should be able to guess what I'm supposed to do with it. I cannot sit and go through the entire list. This is my checklist. Okay. So checklist is what I have, which I'm going to use again and again when I'm doing practice. I cannot afford it during my final examination. During my final examination, as soon as I look at the numbers, I should be able to find out which is the test that I'm going to use over here. Whether it is multiples, whether it is prime and composite, or it is even odd, or it is one step ahead of even odd. Okay, or it is squares and cubes, plus 1, minus 1, something of that sort of. Okay, one example I'll give you, that is 276, 184, second option 184, third option 232, and fourth option is 138. Now, as I said, tables of 23, 27, 37, 29, these are something which is very important. So, if you see the number except 232, all the other numbers are divisible by 23. Okay. Now, there are some shortcuts for this also. When I know the tables, I know that what are the units place that I get. In 3's table, if you write down 3's table, 6, 3 1s are, 3 2s are, 3 3s are, 4s are, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. See, what do you have? You have 1, 3, 4 is there, 5 is there, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. Okay. So, in your units place, you're going to have everything. So, when you check out, we know 3's divisibility. But you don't have 23's divisibility. Hence, if you go close to that, now again, while practicing, do these trial error methods. But when you are having final examination, you are doing a question in your final examination, it's better that you by heart them. Even numbers, between numbers, if you by heart, well and good. But tables of these particular numbers, and if you feel like, when you look at them, if you feel like they are somewhere close to it, just write down that table, you will find out. You need not write it till 10. Okay. And we'll see one more example. Somewhere on rational numbers. So, given set is 56 upon 98, 96 upon 120, 92 upon 161 and 60 upon 105. If you randomly look at the numbers, you will see that they are divisible by each other. Okay. So, hence if I bring them, except for 96 upon 120, you will see that all the others can be reduced for 4 upon 7. Okay. Only 96 upon 120 is what will come as 4 upon 5. Hence, it is going to be odd. Now, again here, knowledge of divisibility or division is being done over here. Knowledge of rational numbers is also being applied over here. That when I bring them to their lowest form, okay, all are equivalent. Option number 1, 2, 1, 3 and 4 are equivalent. Only option number 2, that is 96 upon 120, comes in the lowest form as 4 upon 5, which is not same to others. So, hence when you are talking about numbers, doing all the operation on numbers, the basic operation on numbers, addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. You should be very good at that. Your accuracy level is going to matter over here. If you are very careless while doing mathematics, please see that you are practicing. Unless you practice, you will not come to that accurate level. That also within given specified time. It's more important that you have less time and accurate answers. That is what you're going to do in practicing. So randomly when you're sitting, just write multiples, just write down some additions, subtractions, 3-digit, 2-digit, 4-digit, expected answers for it, division sums, which you can do verbally, because when you're writing, you're wasting time into it. So if you want to save time, what you're supposed to do is, you're supposed to do mental maths, what you call. Do the sums in your mind. You don't need to write them down and come up to a correct answer. Your accuracy will give you good score. Okay. So for this topic, we'll stop here. You have to practice and be friendly with numbers. That is the key for getting correct score in number classification. So all the best for your practice, and see that you do all different types of sums. And when you are solving your papers, further we'll see. Okay. Find out whether you are able to do these types of sums. Otherwise, concentrate more on them. So thank you so much. We'll stop here for today's session. In the next session, we'll see the new topic. Thank you.